So here we have the NF-5A. This thing feels like a flying cheat code, and I'll show you why in the last part of the video against some MiG-21s. Here in the first match, things were over before they started for me since I joined late. Did get a tease, however, of how easy this thing toys with its prey, but turning with a Phantom isn't that much of an achievement, although casually following it in the vertical is quite nice at this BR for a light fighter. Anyways, first we'll look at some different loadout and speed acceleration tests. Then I'll show you a little trick for finding the right landing speed for any aircraft using a real-life aviation industry norm. After that we'll play this thing in the Fighterbomber rule, which is how the Dutch originally intended it. We'll do this while discussing an important aerodynamic concept in turn fighting, and we'll follow it all by showing what this thing excels at: close range air combat. Lots of cool stuff to discuss, so let's get started. Right, first loadout is nothing except for full fuel, so no missiles, nothing suspended. We'll see how fast it reaches Mach 1, and we'll also see what the top speed is. And then we'll compare it to the other configurations, and I'll speed up the steps so you guys won't get too bored. Okay, it's 1 minute 23 until Mach 1. And the top speed is Mach 1.04. Now let's look at a full loadout, 2 missiles, full fuel, 3 drop tanks and 2 napalm. It's only really worth to take 2 napalms in sim because any more than 1 base is essentially wasted time. I did a whole video about it. You can check it out. I'll list it in the end with the thumbnails. Obviously a bit longer than the other one. 2 minute 25 until Mach 1, and that's where she stays with full power. Now you go a bit lighter, 2 missiles, 2 napalm, full internal fuel and 1 drop tank. See how much that differs. 212 until Mach 1 and still max speed, only Mach 1. Next up is full internal fuel and 2 air-to-air missiles, nothing suspended. That's 128 until Mach 1 and max speed 103. Now here's an interesting one. It's just the tip tanks, nothing underneath, no missiles, and full internal fuel. Why I wanted to try this out is because the tip tanks, they allegedly reduce tip vortices, like how you see in modern aircraft when they have winglets. I just wanted to give it a go. I don't know if Gaijin models it in that accurately as it is in real life, or how in this particular aircraft it would have affected it, but I wanted to see anyways. 1 minute 30 until Mach 1, max speed 104. So if they would really be less drag and if they would really be reducing the tip vortices, this thing should have accelerated quicker than completely clean in the first test. It is possible that the extra weight is weighing it down and is counteracting this effect, but at least for in War Thunder we can see that there's no real benefit to taking this, unless if you think it looks really cool. Now we'll look at a little trick based on an aviation industry norm of having the stall speed at about 1.3 times VSO, and VSO is the technical name for stall speed in landing configuration, so that's gear down, flaps down. What we'll first do is we'll slow down the aircraft. The NF-5A can go full flaps below 300 knots, and I'm in this HUD mode view. I'll explain that later why. 300 knots, and we can go flaps landing. Normally we would configure flaps a bit and then gear and then the rest of the flaps, but here the gear can only go down at 250, so we'll put it down now. We'll keep our altitude level and we'll just let the speed bleed out, and what we're gonna see soon, which is also why I took this view mode, is the eyebrows coming in. I already see them a bit. Yeah, that's the eyebrows. If you go over the eyebrows we stall. See, now we're already in a stalling situation. It's a very gentle stall, but we're definitely stalled, so let's recover. Just nose down. We'll retract the air brake, and once we're climbing back up we can raise the landing gear and raise the flaps. That's also, by the way, the real life stall recovery and landing configuration. So it's about 120 knots, so 1.3 times 120 would be about just over 150. So when we're gonna land later, we'll want our speed at or above 150. So 150, 160 is probably gonna be our aiming point. It's better to be slightly over than slightly below. So moving on, first real match where we joined early on. I've gone for the Fighterbomber loadout. The Dutch use this aircraft as a tactische jachtbommenwerper, which basically means a tactical fighter bomber used for like frontline bombing stuff, close air support basically. And what we'll do is we'll take the 2 sidewinders, 2 napalm, because that's enough for 1 base, and 1 external fuel tank, which will drop as soon as we merge with something. Now there's quite some en route here. I think we can talk a little bit about a concept related to a previous video I did where I talked about energy bleed, and I think it's useful for all War Thunder players to understand a bit more about how this works. So I've got the typical drag curve here. I'll put it on an overlay for the video later. One curve called the total drag curve, and it consists of 2 smaller curves, one called the lift-induced drag curve and the other the parasitic drag curve. Now, I've talked before about lift-induced drag a lot. I've never spoken to you guys about parasitic drag, but it's basically the type of drag people think about when you mention drag in aviation. So it increases quadratically with speed, and it's dependent on the shape of an object. You all have an idea about what would be incurring more or less drag. Like extending your air brakes will definitely incur a lot more drag, and this drag is parasitic drag. That's why your air brake will be much more effective at higher speeds than at lower speeds because of this quadratic relation with speed. Now this curve here, these are drawn here for straight flight at 1 altitude, not for turning and stuff, but I'll get to that later. Because the second component of the total drag is the lift-induced drag, and that increases quadratic with speed going down. And if you want to know more how that exactly works, I'll link it in the end in the thumbnails. You should watch it. But basically what this means is that as our speed goes down and we fly slower and we increase our angle of attack, the lift coefficient increases, and this is the part that has a quadratic relation with the lift-induced drag. Ah, look, someone's bombing the base we want to go for. Okay, we'll go to the next one. And something happens there. What's going to be the takeaway of this is as soon as you're at the back side of the curve, which is basically the left half, if you look at the total drag, you enter a situation where there's more drag the slower you get. So you'll need more engine power to sustain a lower speed. And we can talk about energy bleed along the entire speed envelope an aircraft can find itself in. But as soon as it hits the backside, you're gonna be stuck at a certain speed unless you make some drastic changes. And typically in a game like War Thunder, where you're turn fighting, you're already at your maximum power. So the only way to escape this is by nosing down, decreasing your induced drag. So you need to find that optimal turning point for your particular aircraft, and it will change per weight, per altitude, per everything, because you would also get the thrust available in this story actually, and that changes per altitude, but we're not going to touch that now. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, is how counterintuitive an aircraft can handle when you get to that backside of the curve, and it's usually in the relatively low speed ranges, right? So yeah, that's just something for you guys to keep into account when you're playing. If you really see yourself struggling to keep that turn, just nose down and get out of that situation, because you're a sitting duck and you're probably stuck on the backside of the curve. And I can see someone bombing the next one. Okay, on to the third. Still no enemies to hunt down. Are you kidding me? And that's 3 bases in a row taking right in front of me. Oh, good. More bases around. Okay, so it's close to the enemy airfield. No one's stealing it. And here's a little trick. I'm so used to CCIP, and someone was asking me, well, how do you bomb with it then? Or at least can you give some tips? And well, the steeper you get in, the easier it should be to drop your bombs. Like they'll drop right below you when you pull out. So here, up. Easy peasy. And a nice hit. And that'll just burn until the base is gone. Okay, let's go for our first landing. Now we worked out that the perfect landing speed for this in landing configuration would be like 50, 60, 150, 160 knots. And let's see how she handles for that. Quite some ballooning when selecting the flaps. Speed still high. Below 300 knots, can go flaps full and gear down. Nice indicators. We have the flaps on the instrument panel and the gear also very clearly visible. Air brake retracted. We're a bit low, but that's okay. We're quite fast. Actually, I can feel it already get a bit sloppy. Maybe 150, 160 is conventionally that would be the good approach speed, but I'd like to have some fuel in the controls. So I'll keep it at like, I'll try to keep it above 180. 30%, run a good glide path. Passing the threshold, power idle. Extending the air brake. Touch down. And we'll employ the chute. Well, landed with a quite high speed, but still quite a short landing roll. Nice. Let's hunt for more players and bases. Again, let's come in steep. I'm not the best bomber, so I'll take these sort of easy base kills. Yeah, got it.
Thank you very much. Move after me.
Now let's look for some targets. There's someone. He doesn't have radar, he has his radar turned off. He's flaring, maybe he sees us. It is an enemy, he's going for our base, that's pretty clear. Fox 2. No, I see the missile bug is still there. That hit him, but he didn't get damaged. Oh. We'll use the guns. Some kind of attacker. Oh, come on. Oh, how did that miss? Alright, well, we'll turn with them. Yeah, he got the base. Yeah, if it was a friendly, we would have already seen the name tag. Not sure what that is. Well, there's a subsonic attack. Let's drop the fuel tank. Oh, he's already behind us. I think we've reached that backside of the curve we were talking about. I got way too much fuel with me. Okay, so I'm not happy about this loadout. Well, maybe we can still get him. Ah, he's straight behind us. Yeah, we're energy trapped. We can't really dive away easily. Okay, so tip for next flight. Bring a lot less internal fuel. Yeah, he's got us. Oh my god, an alpha jet. I normally don't play against those. Is it normal that you get killed by them in an NF-5? Let me know in the comments. Okay, next match. This time we're taking only 20 minutes of internal fuel. And we'll take the 3 external ones because we can just drop those and we won't get energy trapped like last time. Because even an NF-5 can get energy trapped apparently. Let's go look for some trouble. Someone got shot down there. And the kill comes through now. It's a MiG-21 shot him. So we'll just... yeah, there he goes. I see some flares. Those flares make them visible. They didn't realize that, but that's what makes me find them. Well, he doesn't see us. We don't have radar. Fox 2. Now, I did a video recently on how bad the J7D is because it doesn't have IFF on the radar and a terrible RWR. Well, here we have no radar, but we have quite a decent RWR. Oh, he's firing. Oh, he shot a friendly. Good job. Well, that definitely confirms it. That's an enemy. So our RWR doesn't show IFF, but unlike the J7D, it shows exact direction and distance. And in a lot of cases, it'll tell us if it's an airborne radar or a ground radar. So all those annoying ground stations you see in Stim, they don't really interfere with you because you know you can ignore them. Like the one I'm seeing now beeping is actually a ground battle. Yeah, we got him. Like when an NF-5 is behind you and you're in a MiG-21, you're gone. There's nothing you can do. We turn about as well as he does, maybe better. and we bleed a lot less energy. So we just have to make sure we don't overshoot like we are now. That's okay. See, we can just kind of play with him. Well, you see him, we're back behind him. A little stall there, a little spin, recovered. Did a video on that. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments. Playing with our prey. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, come on. That should have been my kill. That's a maneuvering kill where Thunder doesn't credit those. I did a whole video about that too, but it's still there. That guy didn't would watch my videos because I'm just a small YouTuber, but still. Anyways. Okay, this guy, see how smoothly I got behind him? He can still maybe get me. No, I'm definitely behind him now. It's such a beginner friendly aircraft, the NF-5, because... Oh, another aircraft. Yeah, there's 3 I think here. 3 in the point capping. We'll get all of them. It's such a beginner aircraft, the NF-5A, because you can just play with them. Hoppa, I got him. See? Cannons are great too. Great ammo pool, great rate of fire, great hitting power, great muzzle velocity. So that's 1. 2 more left. Let's see where they are. I think most of those beeps are ground targets. Oh, there he's firing. Flaring, chaffing, the whole shebang. He's behind us. He's fired again. Same energy state and behind us. But look. See, we just do some turns and we're behind him. A little zigzagging, so he doesn't know which way to hold, because he sees us make a turn he can't follow, and we just do that a couple of times and we're behind him. You see how easy it was? Even firing at us. It feels like a flying cheat code. Almost feel sorry for them.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy.
Daka. Hoppa, I got him. Our 21 bis. Supposed to be one of the best MiG-21s. Now let's get number 3 that's in here. I think I saw something circling high up. That's probably them. There we go. Not sure what they are. They don't really seem to be acknowledging us. That's a Su-25. Well, they can still get us if there are 60s. I think they turn quite well. In the right hands, they're dangerous, but he's flaring. He's not going to flare with no reason. I think he sees us. He's not doing anything. Hoppa, got him. Well, of course he's still flying. It's a flying tank. Because his speed breaks out. Hit him again. Oh my god, I got so many hits and he's still alive. Oh, he's not going to be alive for much longer, but... See, that's 3 aircraft, and I burned through like 2/3 of my ammo pool. None of the missiles hit. All of my fuel is gone. This thing's got great fuel burn, even with the afterburner. So you can use it, even with that 20 minutes internal fuel, you can use the afterburner quite a lot. And I got him, 3 kills. And kind of a maneuvering kill, in my opinion. In real life, that would have been a kill. Now let's try the missiles again. Fox 2. I don't think this guy sees us. Opa. It's an enemy, right? Yeah, should be. Yeah, I could hear him shoot out of frustration. Nice. 4 kills. Well, in my opinion, 5 kills. Oh, that's a friendly. In my opinion, 5 kills got the maneuvering kill. Here's someone else. Let's make it official. 5 kills. That's ace in the day. Technically I have it, but not on paper. Fox 2. No, the missile's not hitting. It's okay, we got the gun. You just have to move in closer and then he's ours. As soon as that NF-5 is on your tail, you can't do anything. No way. Oh my god. Well, let's go hunt for that 5th kill. I see an eye on the RWR. That means there's an air intercept. Oh, that's... No, that's not the A-10. Doesn't have a radar. I think that's an enemy. He's the one who is shooting the ground targets. Well, let's move in and get them. See, we don't have a lot of fuel, but we can use the afterburner for a while because it's so... Yeah, it's so not hungry. Okay, he's approaching the enemy airfield. That's not a good sign. I think I can sneakily get in and get that kill before the anti-air gets me. I have my 5th kill of the match, my official 5th kill. Come on, one burst and I'm out of here. No. Oh. Alright, I got too greedy there. Anyways, let's look at the rewards. So this was the last match. I didn't get any landings. I wasn't paying attention to the timer, but I also had some boosters on, but the rewards are pretty great. This is not even half an hour of playing, and I got like 150,000 silver lions and over 20,000 RP, 26,000 RP. That's pretty good. And here's from the first match. That was a long match. I missed some useful actions. It was an hour. I got a lot more, and all I did really was bomb 2 bases, and I got this much rewards. That's pretty good in my opinion. So overall, it's such a great aircraft. It's really fun to fly. I used to never like aircraft without radars, unless if it's like the AV-8B NA that's at a low BR but gets an RWR so good it becomes a minimap because it only shows enemies and it even shows which enemy it is. But this is already close enough to that in my opinion. You can tell which are airborne, which are not airborne, and due to not having all-aspect missiles, you will never really be in a situation where you'll fire at a friendly by accident. You'll be close enough to identify them. Especially since most of your kills will be gun kills, which normally at this BR, you know, at the supersonic ranges without EEGS, I don't really like it, but this aircraft is just, it's a cheat code and the guns are so good. So for me, it's definitely an easy aircraft to fly. I think this would be a great recommendation for anyone that wants to grind France and wants a forgiving aircraft that doesn't have, where you don't have to keep switching radar modes because you're new to it, like you would in the Mirage F1, switch to M2I, switch to Pulse, 3 different missile types to worry about. Here, no, it's basic. It's just, you know, stick and rudder and a gun. It's a very pure form of flying, in my opinion. And you beat all the other aircraft that have better equipment than you do because it's just the best airframe around. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the NF-5A. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.